10 years we've been rustin', needing so much more than dustin', needing exercise, a chance to use our skills. Or, 3 weeks, whichever's more relevant. Greetings interwebs, this is Jackie K, and welcome to the KayCast. Podcast focused mostly around what's been going on with the YouTube channel I run, custom Amiibos, and Amiibo news alike, as well as Pokemon Go and occasionally other Pokemon related news. Before we get too into things, first and foremost, the remix you're listening to is a remix of Gourmet Race from the Kirby series, done by AstrothSounds. He's a channel that I used to follow a real long time back. It's been a couple months since his last remix, but he does amazing work. If you're a fan of DK64, I get the feeling you'll like a lot of his remixes because they do have a similar sound to them, with a grand, larger than life kind of feel. It's hard to describe without using the word epic because it doesn't mean what it used to mean. But yeah, hopefully that will be a continuing segment. And when I start actually getting in touch with the people I remix, maybe I'll include the full song in the end to listen to. Until then, I encourage you to check out the YouTube channel. I just know that I did ask this guy for permission a while back for other projects, so I'm gonna assume that it's okay for him to listen to, for me to share this soundtrack with you guys for the intro segment. Eventually, maybe I'll get my own sounds. But yeah, I've been out for a while. I kind of had a YouTube burnout. So instead of forcing myself, I decided just to lay back. Gave me a chance to play Pokemon Sun and Moon for a bit. Get some job preparations and get that all sorted out. But hopefully I can get back onto the online video making spree now. I'm going to record a bunch of Chibi Robo Ziplash this week, so I should have those videos ready to go. If not next week, then the week after for sure. And another thing is, I didn't originally want to do the KayCast as a weekly podcast. However, as they become more larger, for lack of a better way to describe it, I realized that it's probably better for me to focus on the major projects that I'm going to be most proud of, like Yellow vs. Leaf Green and my other playthroughs. So I'm going to tune back to KayCast until I finish up my other projects and make it a once a month series. It'll give me more time to prepare and actually make the video version better. Maybe the audio version too, because I'm hoping to look into ways to actually give it a more professional podcast feel. With all that out of the way though, what have I been up to besides that? Well, for one, with it being November, winter is coming was inevitable. And Lord and behold, yesterday we got our first major snowfall. Doesn't really stick around, but I think it was actually hailing, not even snowing, for a little while. And I still managed to get up and do my walk anyways. I am going to try to play Pokemon Go this winter, despite all my dismay, because it has been my main form of exercise and I don't want to give that up. If I'm going to walk, I might as well at least sit up to go plus, so I get steps from all my eggs at least. Actually going out and going to Pokespots might diminish a little bit, but we'll see as time goes on. I think that's enough rambling about everything going on in my life though. Time to move on to something you might care about, Amiibo news. Now forgive me in advance, because a lot of this is a little outdated, but there were some significant things I want to cover despite how long ago they were. Don't worry, I promise not all of this is outdated news. First thing that comes to mind is the Animal Crossing Welcome Amiibo update. If you already have Animal Crossing New Leaf, this is a free update for you to get. If you don't have the game already, there's actually versions of Animal Crossing New Leaf that are going to be bundled with the DLC update. So if you're having trouble with the internet, somehow able to listen to podcasts, but yet somehow unable to update your 3DS, there's your solution. Now, there's a lot of various things that come out of this update, but I'm going to focus on the Amiibo related stuff. And that involves inviting villagers to your town through campers and, depending on the cards you use, directly having them move in. Now, you don't get this right away, even after doing the update. You have to wait about 1 day later or so. And after that, sometime in the day, I've noticed more around the evening, but it doesn't have to be real late, you'll get a whisper telling you to come look for it. You follow the path of the voice, and you see a magic lamp. You pick it up and place it in your room, and you find whips. If you're familiar with whips, then you've played it previous Animal Crossing games, because he's a recurring character that was actually absent into the game until now. In past games, he allowed you to clear your town of weeds, and if I'm recalling correctly, did other various good things, but it had to be really late, like past midnight, going into 1 or 2 a.m. to find them in the previous games. Here, though, his wishes are in the form of Amiibo. If you have Animal Crossing Amiibo, or particular non-Animal Crossing Amiibos, you'll essentially possess them and bring them to town, and it's not as weird as it sounds, according to him. Now, how the game handles inviting villagers to your town for this method, it's essentially through a new addition to the game. To decide your village after the Welcome Amiibo update, there'll be a campground, and in said campground, there are various RV trailers. One that fluctuates between seasonal characters, and another for any Amiibo that you tap in and invite to come over to your town. Once you check out these RVs, you can buy the furniture using a special currency you get doing various daily tasks in the game. And through this method, you're able to get a lot of exclusive furniture, especially if you scan in the special non-Animal Crossing Amiibo. To my knowledge, it includes any of the Splatoon Amiibos, ranging from the Squid Sisters to the Inkling set, and a couple of the Legend Zelda Amiibos too. Link, Sheik, Zelda, Wolf Link, they all scan in special villagers that are based around the theme of said characters. For example, one of them will allow you to get Medley to come to your town. Another will let you get Epona. I believe the Wolf Link Amiibo actually scans to give you a Wolf Link Villager. And any of these villagers you can actually invite to live and stay in your town if you're persistent with talking to them enough. It is worth noting that characters that aren't already villagers can't move into your town for this method. For example, you can have Tom Nook visit your town, but he won't move in any more than he already has. Oh yeah, there is one other thing. If you import any of the Monster Hunter Amiibo, or you actually live in Japan, you can actually scan those Amiibos as well to get a special villager based off the Monster Hunter game that these Amiibos are from. And it doesn't even have to be a Japanese version of Animal Crossing. This will work with the US version of Animal Crossing as well, despite the fact that these Amiibos have yet to be announced for the US. Another thing is more so of a rumor, and despite how long ago I first saw said rumor, it hasn't been debunked or confirmed yet, so I might as well go more into it now. There's a rumor floating around that the remaining Smash Bros. Amiibo, Corrin, Bayonetta, and Cloud, I believe, it's rumored that these Amiibos are being held back for the Nintendo Switch port of Super Smash Bros. 4. Granted, we don't even have confirmation yet if Smash 4 is coming to the Nintendo Switch, but it's inevitable that we'll be getting some version of Smash Bros. It's just that huge of a series. And there has been a lot of talks about Nintendo's porting a bunch of other Wii U and perhaps other console games over to the Nintendo Switch, so I would not be surprised if Smash Bros. Was ported as well. Last but not least for Amiibo news, over in Japan, Amazon confirmed that there's going to be a Yoshi and Poochy Woolly World bundle that includes the game, a Poochy Amiibo, and Pink Yarn Yoshi. Currently, it's only confirmed for the Japanese version of the game. We can cross our fingers for something in the US of that good of a deal though. Now that I covered the Amiibo news I care to share, time to move on to our next segment, the Custom Amiibo Corner. a place where I talk about any progress I've made on my own custom amiibos, as well as showcase a few favorite customs I've seen on the interweb. I'll be honest, I haven't actually had a chance to sit down and paint custom amiibos in a long time. However, I do got this store special set up for the rest of November, where if you buy a custom amiibo, I will throw in a free clay minifigure. The most recent video on my channel besides this one will give you more details on that though. And through that special, I released a bunch of Pokemon themed custom Skylanders that I've shown on the internet before, but I was waiting for the release of Sun and Moon to actually put up on sale. So if you're ever interested in getting a custom Skylander, I encourage you to check that out. Enough about me though. As for customs I've seen elsewhere on the internet, first one I want to draw attention to is this real nice looking Fee custom amiibo done by aggressionbread over on Tumblr. It's kind of not even a finalized picture, but I did really like the way it looked, and I couldn't find a more complete version besides that. If you're watching this on YouTube, you'll see a picture now. Otherwise, I encourage you to look up aggressionbread over on Tumblr and check out his work. Second custom I want to showcase is also on Tumblr, but done by a creator who goes by Bat Bites. It is a custom amiibo of a villager from Animal Crossing, Olaf. I'm not too familiar with this villager, but he looks like an ant eater. And considering there's not really even anything to base your amiibo that's a similar shape to Olaf, it's pretty impressive that he pretty much got the shape of the villager down to a T. Again, I encourage you to look up his Olaf Villager over on his Tumblr account of Bat Bites. That would be bats with the dash hyphen followed by bites. Last but not least, I want to showcase isn't even an amiibo at all, but it's a whole diorama. Nbros over on DeviantArt did this real amazing Legend of Zelda theme amiibo diorama. It has slots for pretty much all the Legend of Zelda amiibos that have come out so far. It's got quite a few different set pieces as well, including a Master Sword, a sign, the Gerudo Stone, and it's based off the Hyrule Fields area in Legend of Zelda. Kind of looks like Twilight Princess's Hyrule Field, but it could be symbolic for any Hyrule Field if I'll be honest. Really encourage you to look up Nbros over on DeviantArt and check this diorama for yourself though. He actually does quite a few different custom dioramas as well, so even if you're not a fan of Legend of Zelda, I get the feeling you'll find something that you like. Speaking of a large empty field, it's time for our next segment, Pokemon Go discussion. So I kind of picked a bad week to skip talking about Pokemon Go for so long, because a lot has happened. For one, pretty much right after the Halloween update, they started doing daily rewards, where every day you catch a Pokemon or go to a Pokespot, you'll get extra Stardust experience, and even items from the Pokespot themselves the first time you encounter one in a day. And if you manage to do it 7 days in a row, your reward will be even bigger. To celebrate the first week of the daily events coming out, they added more Pokemon to the around the Pokespots for that particular week. You kind of missed out on that now, but you'll still get daily rewards every time you go out and walk with Pokemon Go, if what you needed to get back into the game was just a little bit of incentive. Pokemon Go has also come out in 8 new countries. Yeah, several months after the release of the game, they're still pumping it out in new areas. These countries include areas in the Middle East like Bahrain, Israel, Jordan, Kuwait, Lebanon, Oman, Qatar, and United Arab Emirates. Forgive me if I mispronounce any of these. If you've been listening to me, you know I have a track record of being horrible with pretty much pronouncing anything, so I'm not excluding you guys out. On the 18th of this month, Pokemon Go got a minor update. And this update is basically just a few bug fixes and minor text tweaks. Ugh. God, I love Twitter. I can't say tweets without thinking of tweets. And I feel like I'm pronouncing it wrong either way. Like I said, I'm not leaving anyone out that I mispronounced their names wrong. And last but most certainly not least, just came out yesterday as I'm recording this, Pokemon Go is doing a Thanksgiving event after all. I'll be honest, I thought we weren't going to get any sort of holiday-related event until Christmas, but don't get too excited either. It's not as huge as the Halloween event. Let me just read the posting on their blog in general, because I feel the note they have with it is something all Pokemon Go fans should hear. Trainers, it has been an incredible experience since we launched Pokemon Go a few short months ago in July. We are passionate about creating experiences that encourage exploration and promote exercise. We are humbled that hundreds of millions of you around the world have joined us on this journey, so we'd like to say thank you. And what better way to say thank you than to celebrate our community? So starting November 23rd, UTC, and going to November 30th, UTC, we will double the amount of EXP and Stardust you gain completing in-game actions. Signed, the Pokemon Go team. So basically, the week of Thanksgiving, everything you do will earn you extra EXP and Stardust. Normally get 50 EX. Why do I keep saying EXP when it's XP? Because it's the same thing. Point is, more experience from Pokespots, catching Pokemon, hatching Pokemon, etc. More Stardust from those places as well. No new spawns, but if daily bonuses were enough to get you out and going, this might be enough to get you going even more. Stardust is always a valuable resource when you're constantly trying to improve your Pokemon team. Okay, I'm convinced that my timing for recording this KayCast is perfect, because just today, as I was wrapping up the recording, we got some great news from Niantic relating to Pokemon Go. Essentially, there's going to be a balance to the CP of various Pokemon. If you've been playing Pokemon Go, you may notice that some Pokemon do a lot better in gyms than others. And apparently Niantic has noticed this as well, because in their blog they've announced that they're going to make combat power adjustments to various Pokemon. Some, such as Alakazam, Rhydon, and Gengar, will have their combat power increased, while others will have it lowered. I assume the Pokemon that are most dominant in the gyms might face this nerf. These changes will allow them to make a more balanced and competitive battling and training experience in the gyms, and they say they'll continue to adjust the CP to improve the game's balance when necessary. Bravo, bravo, bravo. That's all I really have to say. I've said before, and I'll say it again. Really seems like Niantic is listening to the community and making adjustments and addressing our concerns. As for my own personal experiences, besides all the evolutions I've gotten out of the various events that have come out from Pokemon Go recently, first the extra candy for Halloween, then all the extra Pokemon when they first announced the daily bonuses, I've been able to complete quite a few evolutions that I've been sitting on for a while now, including my Nidorina that I'm real proud of is finally a Nidoqueen. Got myself a Rhydon, Victory Bell, Vileplume, a lot of the stuff that requires 100 candies in order to evolve, including all the Pokemon that I've gained from the Halloween event. I got myself a fully evolved Gengar, Marowak, Persian, just to name a few. Besides that though, I don't think I've had any major catches, but I'm actually just trying to catch enough Pokemon to make good use out of a second lucky egg, because I have so many Pokemon to evolve after the Halloween event that I missed a couple during that first round. I do have one more lucky egg, and I am saving up the coins to get the batch of lucky eggs, but the longer I can hold out, the more Pokemon I can evolve with that single lucky egg. And speaking of saving up coins, I can't quite put my finger on why, but it's been a bit more discouraging to actually do gyms lately. As I may have expressed on previous Pokemon Go discussions, I'm more of a walking type than the type to actually try to conquer the gyms as is. But with some of the more recent changes they made to the mechanics of the gym system, it's kind of discouraged me from actually building a gym up. If I see a gym at a low enough level of the opposing team, I got no problem taking it down, but with how much they nerf raising up a team of your own color, I haven't had as much incentive to do so. Plus, being on the least popular team of the three doesn't help with those matters either. Yeah, we'll see. When I evolve my next batch of Pokemon, I might try to take another jab at the gyms. Until then, though, I'll just wait until I see either a gym of my color that has a slot, or a gym of the opposing team that's at a low enough level that wouldn't take too long to take it out and add my own Pokemon in. I don't think I've mentioned it because it wasn't in the listings of the Pokemon Go news, but they did change the gym system over the past few weeks where when you take down a gym, there's a brief period of time that only you can put a Pokemon in. So, thank the Lord, sniping no longer exists. But yeah, I still feel like the gym mechanic still has a lot more room for improvement. More importantly, we need more things to do with Pokemon besides the gyms. But it's obviously easier to work with a mechanic that's already existing in the game than to create a new mechanic from scratch. I can dream though. Anyways, that'll about do it for this edition of the KayCast. As I mentioned before, I'm gonna try to make this a monthly series now rather than the typical weekly series, at least until I finish my other projects up on YouTube. If you want to support the work and you enjoyed it, I encourage you to like and leave feedback on whatever medium you're watching this from. I encourage you to check out my social media pages for various updates on the work I do. Even when I don't have the time to make a video update, for example, when I stop doing the KayCast for a little while, I'd be sure to make some sort of update on my social media pages. If you only have Twitter and don't mind the various other things I may post, I recommend checking that Twitter handle out. It's currently under @JacketStuff, JacketStuff. For exclusively updates and nothing else, I encourage you to check out the Facebook page of JacketKLPS. And if you want to follow my art or cosplay photos, there are various pages to do that on, ranging from Facebook to Instagram and so forth. You'll either see those on screen, or you can check out my YouTube channel at JacketKong, or just search by Jacket K. Go to the About tab, and you should be able to find what you're looking for there. All that out of the way, though, I thank you all for tuning in to this edition of the KayCast, and I hope to see you all next week. Okay?